The conscious disappear when they die. It's already a miracle they managed to retain fragments of it. But you said that the ghosts held on to their greatest obsessions from when they were alive, yet they cannot remember the most important parts of their obsession. Don't you think that's ironic? Then what do you think is happening? I'm not sure, but perhaps we can find some breakthrough with a story about these three ghosts. I feel like we're almost getting there, but there's still something missing. Although I'm no idiot, but when it comes to brainstorming, that fellow is probably better. She has been more of a bookworm than me since we were young. If I could be like her when we were in Nakasura. She decided she won't rely on me anymore. Why should I rely on her? How ridiculous. Like I said, I can hear you, but you won't tell, will you? Do you know what you're doing? Threatening me. The atmosphere between the two filled with tension, but they were certain they wouldn't attack each other. This know-it-all, just because she can read my thoughts. Wait, read my thoughts. So that's it. I get it now. It's a misunderstanding, caused by misconceptions of each other. Hershey of sentience, in the story about the three, who do you think held the biggest responsibility? Among the young man, lady, and old man? Of course the old man. He separated the couple after all. Right, we can conclude this easily, but if you look at what they forgot from a different perspective, that's not the case. The young man forgot where they were separated. Could it be that there was never a place for that? Similarly, the lady forgot what she had conveyed because she wasn't sure about the content. The old man forgot how he separated the couple because he never did. I think that this might be what happened. The young man decided to meet his lover and discuss about the problem between them. They promised to meet at where they had first seen each other, below the tower where they had prayed to the sage. But the lady who was conveying the message did not really participate in the prayers. So she got the message wrong when passing it on, and the place where we prayed to the sage had been mistaken for another place, which is probably the plaza the old man was talking about. So the young man did not get to meet his lover below the tower and misunderstood that she had abandoned him, so he could only left. But his lover went to the plaza and met her father, so she misunderstood that he had already driven the man away. This explains all the contradictions. Indeed, this is pretty interesting. But these are just assumptions. Do you have any evidence to back you up? Not really. This is common. Everyone's dead, and that incident happened a long time ago. Who would be able to remember the details? Alright, so you pumped her so hard here because you wanted to flex. Because your Stealer did something amazing in Nagasora and you're lonely, so you want to do something similar. You can't slander someone just because you're the Hershey of sentience. Use your telepathic ability. Fine, I won't say that anymore. I admit that your deduction makes some sense, so can we get down to the business now? Yeah, and those deductions also have something to do with our business. If what I said was true, no, let's not talk about hypotheticals. We should check with those three ghosts to ascertain my deduction. Perhaps the story is really associated with the composition of the underworld. Before they knew it, the ghosts had already gathered together. Sita told them about her assumptions. I see. Then I'm not so much to blame. So I was the one who messed up, and even pushed the blame on the great sage. How presumptuous of me! I'll start praying to atone for my sins. I thought too. If I had persisted a bit more and worked a bit harder, perhaps things would have turned out differently. I'm so thankful towards the both of you. After learning the truth, I now have the courage to reunite with her. How can I repay you? A pity that I can't pay you labor, nor do I have any gifts for you. It's fine. We're not helping you in hopes of getting something in return. It's the thought that counts. Why, aren't you generous? In that case, at least let me help the two of you. You seem to be looking for someone, right? Yeah, but didn't you say you didn't see them? Indeed, I can help you in this aspect, but if you intend to go around searching, you'll need to prepare more moon rocks. They'll help you move around for a longer period of time. I know the place that has the most moon rocks in this universe. Every time I go there and bask in the moonlight, I'd remember the day I first met her under the tower. Please hold on, I'll show you where it is. In the end, we only got the name of the location. This is the business you're talking about? No, this was an unexpected find. Since those ghosts rely on moon rocks to exist, those rocks must have been related to the nature of this universe in a certain way. So we'll have to go to the place that's home to the most moon rocks anyway. Fine, whatever you say. Do you discuss things with Sela in her head all the time? I never knew that you were so witty. Alright, in the end, what exactly is the business you're talking about? I was thinking there might be deeper reason to why those ghosts have incomplete memories. Didn't you realize something of the information they know are unnatural? For example, the young man never contacted his lover again but knew how she did afterwards. The old man never participated in the thing, but he knew the young man secretly planned to meet his daughter. In other words, those ghosts have information they aren't supposed to have. Indeed, those are perspectives they couldn't possibly have had. Because of that, there are loopholes in their fragmented memory, which led to the misunderstanding. Those perspectives, whose do you think it is? Don't you know already? Do we need to write it on our palms and flash them together for giggles? I'm not against the idea, if you're into it. Save it. Aren't you trying to say the stories are told in the lover's interest perspective? Yeah, who's probably the only person in the story that's still alive? The memories of the three deceased all came from the same living person. If that assumption holds, this place isn't where you enter after death, but the complete opposite. Yeah, we haven't sorted it out yet, but the answer is becoming clear. With that said, the two tacitly assured themselves that they were one step closer to the truth of this world. Let's go. We can ponder the remaining questions after we get there. This place, what a view! The moon shines brighter here, and the moon rocks are everywhere. If ghosts live here, they'll live up to hundreds of years. By hypothalamus standards, I guess. Moon rocks and moonlight have the same effect. What could a moon rock that's been bathing in moonlight do? Duh, pick one up so we can work it out. Where did they come from? What a cursed place! Even the monsters here look cursed. These monsters look like... Hey, don't get distracted. The monster that can sneak up on me hasn't been born. Pathetic. I'm just getting started. Get up. Their tracks reminds me of ants attracted by sweets. Unfortunately, they died too quickly for me to see what their objective was. You could have held back. It was a rare opportunity to vent, get it? Weren't you the same? Plus, there's nothing here other than moon rocks. Their objective is probably one of these moon rocks. I wouldn't be so sure. They might all look like moon rocks, but they have different compositions. For example, some may be able to speak, like me. You! Sorry, I've always been told that I don't have a good sense of humor. But with the Hermit of Sentience around, I thought you guys wouldn't fall for this trick. You! Rarely do I see that expression of yours, so I couldn't resist. Alright, enough with the long face. She's here to help us, no? Hello, Sila, Hermit of Sentience. Allow me to introduce myself again. I'm Schrödinger, who'd worked with many people you know. But while the grass grows, the seed starves. Why don't you tell me what's happening on your side? If she can't do it the soft way or the hard way, she runs away. She's an AI, but she's more flexible than most humans at that. Maybe this is what allowed Prometheus to design the system that runs the Holy City. Now, I'm not putting in a good word for the envoy. I just feel that maybe her sudden disappearance is also part of a bigger system. If this is the case, we need to be more wary of the scheme behind it all. But I've garnered much valid info from the conversation just now. I think even if Sila is in the underworld, she isn't dead. Perhaps she succumbed to slumber, or is actively trying to regroup like us, just as she did on the moon. Although I can sense her, what I said isn't a certain outcome deduced from careful observation. But I believe this is the way it is, like she has believed in me countless times before. Okay, then we'll base our thinking on your assumptions. You three entered the portal that Hare set up, but ended up taking different paths and entering different worlds. So it seems that the world of the dead is another bubble universe floating in the sea of quanta. Due to unknown changes, it's entangled with the bubble universe we're in. This caused the person who's supposed to enter the Holy City to become lost between the two bubble universes and enter the world after death by mistake. Has she noticed something? Anyway, it seems that our priority is to locate the entrance and exit of the underworld, or establish a connection with Sila on the other side through some medium. But doesn't that take things back to square one? Prometheus is in charge of the Holy City. If similar entanglement has occurred before our arrival, she must know it better than anyone else. I don't think we have to focus on one person. Here, people that believe in the existence of the world are everywhere. Maybe we can think differently and garner info from the locals. You have a point. With a waste of time asked household by household. Vita, do you know any sources? Yourself excluded, just so you know. I know. So the thing is, the tower sage has more than one envoy, such as a hermit. Unlike the other envoys, she stays inside to write a collection of poems that can foretell the future of the holy city. Foretell the future? Does the future she foresees include worlds entangling? That I don't know, but seeing is believing. Everyone, follow me. Come to think of it, if she's a hermit, why does she live in the city? I knew you'd ask. As the old saying goes, the lesser hermit lives amongst the mountains, the greater hermit lives among the public. Right on point. It's the same with the earlier performance. Yep. Hopefully, there will be no more performances. Excuse me, is anyone here? It is not time for sermon yet. Please return. We just want to ask a few questions about the underworld. It won't take too much of your time. Do you mean to say we envoys don't tell enough in our sermons? Or maybe you have no interest in sermons, but have no choice but to seek my help? Of course not. Why is she so sarcastic? Vita, move aside. Let me deal with her. All right. Although the hermit couldn't see through the closed wooden doors, Shigure Kira still put on the sweet smile of an idol and lubricated her vocal cords with respect. Oh, you're wrong about it. It's precisely because we've heard the envoy's sermon and have a keen interest in the world after death that we come to visit you. Oh, then I've mistaken. Yeah, and you see, talking through the door isn't very convenient. It's fine if we can't hear you clearly, but not so much if we misinterpret Tower's sage as well. It will be disrespectful. It's fine. If your hearts are sincere, even 1,000 sand mounds cannot separate our faith. She likes talking through a door as much as you do. I had no other choice. She's doing it on purpose. Then we'll stand outside the door. So, are you willing to share more on the underworld with us? Of course, my friends. But before that, allow me to see your hearts. Hearts? If I'm not mistaken, apart from the first visitor, the three of you are not natives. How did you... That I cannot tell. I asked to read your hearts in turn, starting with you. What will it be? I don't think we're in a position to say no. Okay. After Shigure Kira answered, the hermit fell into a long silence. But perhaps the reading of the heart had already begun while she waited jitterily. "10 minutes have passed. Why isn't she talking? And we're a door apart. Why do I still feel like I'm being watched?" Regret is born from admiration. Loathing is born from resemblance. Contradiction lingers in your mind, as salt floating in water. I can see you have done a deed not bound by heavenly or earthly reason. You refuse to acknowledge its negativity and lay the blame for it on others. The passage of time has not weakened your perturbation, but deepened your loathing. The next time we meet, I will make them suffer what I endured. Despite not knowing them well, you still bear the thought in mind to this day. Kira, what the hermit said isn't real, right? Part of it is, the rest... True or false matters not. What matters is our faith half connected in the process. I understand. Only a calm mind can calm the waters. That is all. Thank you for the advice. I'll think it over. The second visitor, you may come forward. So fast? Great Hermit, what do I need to do? Please stand before the door like the last visitor. Will do. I'm so nervous. Unlike the last visitor, your mind is straightforward. This allows you to rebound from setbacks quickly and face the future positively. You treat your life and work with great diligence and seriousness, which has earned you many praises. Although you cannot overcome challenges readily, you firmly believe you can do anything so long as you put your mind to it. It's super accurate! Mom and Dad don't know me like you do. They know you, but are perhaps too shy to express it. In the near future, you will realize your wish and become the daughter they are proud of. Thank you, Great Hermit. I'll work for it. I'm next.